I'm Minesh Baxi here, and I love having local entrepreneurs because they are making things happen in your neighborhood. And I have a wonderful couple here, Dave and Stacy Charter. So Dave and Stacy, welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. So you have a place called Oakland Fieldhouse, which is in, what is it? Technically, it is what?
Rochester Hills.
Rochester Hills and M59 right south of that, correct?
Correct.
On Crooks Road.
Off Crooks.
Off Crooks. It's a small street there.
Yeah.
What is the street name, by the way?
Austin Avenue.
Austin Avenue. So if you are somewhere in Rochester Hills, Austin Avenue is not that difficult to find with M59. And I was at your facility with my family, and actually we got a couple of friends there coming too. So we had a great time.
Yeah.
I know one thing. We played pickleball, which was, just for your information, I played tennis today better than I played pickleball that day. So Dave and Stacy, tell me a little bit about your story. How did you get started with Oakland Fieldhouse?
So Stacy and I have two boys that play travel basketball. And the idea came about a year and a half ago when one boy was playing in northern Michigan and one boy was playing in Detroit. And her and I started talking that there just wasn't the opportunity to play in Oakland County to stay home. So we started looking at facilities and looking at properties and started to put the business plan together and kind of led us to Oakland Fieldhouse.
Wow, it's a huge facility.
Yeah.
Like how many thousand square feet is it?
Just under 40,000.
Just under 40,000. Well, that's huge. And I'm sure you can do a lot of things there, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that. Stacy, what was your interest in getting something like this started?
You know, Dave and I were both high school athletes. We played a little bit in college. And then him and I played competitive volleyball after college.
Is that how you both met?
Yeah. And so we've always been active. We always want our kids active. So when he brought this, you know, we had a baby 18 months ago. I was on maternity leave I was a probation officer in Troy. And so we started talking about it, and I love the idea. I mean, I love sports. I love keeping, the kids healthy and active, and so this was right up my alley.
Very good. Very interesting. So what were some of the apprehensions you had before starting something like a big undertaking like this?
There were hundreds of them.
Yeah.
There were hundreds of them.
It's just it's completely different. So I'm work for an automotive supplier as a purchasing leader there, and Stacy was a probation officer. So it was completely different for us, but it was where our passion led us to. So that's kind of how we got there.
Kind of how you got started. Now, Stacy, do you have any background in business before this?
No.
No. How about you, Dave?
Well, all working for automotive suppliers and for OEMs, yeah.
Oh,
so never running anything on my own.
Never running anything.
Yeah.
So that's the big step to take, courageous.
Absolutely.
Because I want people to understand that you don't have to have a business background to start in business. You just have to have that sense of passion, right? So how did your passion, like you were an athlete as well, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what kind of sports you played and any successes.
Basketball, volleyball. Played volleyball for about 20 years, retired 5-6 years ago. And then after that, just coached and trained our two sons in basketball.
And how well are your sons doing?
They're doing very, very well.
So are they going into tournaments, travel? But tell me more about that.
This coming year, they're traveling the country. They have tournaments in Indiana, Kentucky, Las Vegas, Alabama, South Carolina, Illinois. They're traveling a lot more than we are.
They're traveling a lot more than you are. It's an interesting life to have.
Yeah.
And you have
Absolutely.
parents who are obviously like you, busy with lives already. And now suddenly, because last time when we talked, you had gone to Indiana, both of you, for another tournament there as well.
Right.
Fantastic. Now, why in your case, you have a passion to make sure people learn about sports, get engaged in sports. What are you bringing here which is different? And I know you mentioned technology, so I want to make sure that we bring here that conversation. What is different about your facility compared to maybe somebody else?
The one thing that we've put a lot of pride in is that when you sign your child up to our basketball leagues, we have coaches coach them, or for volleyball leagues, we have coaches coach them. We don't have parent coaches. We have actual coaches that coach travel teams, that coach high school teams, because we want every little kid the opportunity to play all positions. Take one of our boys, for instance. He's always been tall, so they threw him down low. And he had to play center in basketball, and that's not where his future is going to be in basketball. So I want every kid that opportunity to dribble the basketball, to shoot that basketball, regardless of their talent, because basketball is a fun sport, and kids should have fun out there, not worrying do I have to stay in the paint? Do I have to, am I ever going to get a chance to dribble the ball? So I think that's a big difference with us in that we want everybody to play. Myself and our coaches use the term positionless basketball. Everybody plays every position at some point, so that they can learn that love. And then the other thing that we're doing is we're bringing in a technology called Shoot 360.
Yeah, Shoot 360.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what Shoot 360 is about.
Shoot 360 utilizes cameras and vision systems to break down and give feedback on all of your shots. So there's a science to basketball. The hoop is 18 inches in diameter. The perfect shot is a 45-degree entry into the hoop, 11 inches deep, and then dead center from a left to right. So
very interesting. So if you are a machine who can do that, then you will pretty much be consistently 100%.
Steph Curry is that way. He shoots at 45.2 and 11.1 inches.
Wow.
Almost perfect, right? So the Shoot 360 will give you immediate feedback on every shot if you're shooting too high, too low, too left, too right, too deep, too shallow, so that you can make real-time adjustments. So we'll have that in the facility on January 20th.
Very good, which is coming up right now and
Yes.
pretty much very close to it.
Right.
So people who are really serious about bringing their game to the next level, then this technology can make big difference for them.
Absolutely.
And it's also for the young kids too. There's passing stations where they can have fun squishing bugs on a big screen TV. So it benefits them in basketball, but it's also fun with the technology.
Very interesting. Very interesting. What else would you like people to know about Oakland Fieldhouse?
We have 4 basketball courts. All of them double as volleyball courts. We
So 4
have
basketball courts and then it's the same as well.
Four.
Okay.
4 volleyball, 6 pickleball courts.
6 pickleball courts. Is pickleball that popular?
Pickleball is very popular.
Yeah, I think it's one of the fastest growing sports right now.
Very interesting. I mean, it's very simple looking. I mean, I could not adjust right away, to be honest. And I'm not a big athlete anyway, but I can play at least tennis to some degree.
Yeah.
Right.
And I found pickleball I had to still adjust my swing and everything else, and it was not going to the other side easily enough.
So here's a funny story.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
am not a pickleball player.
Okay.
I've played tennis in the past. 2 weeks ago, we were short, so a group asked me to play pickleball. I was not very good, and they asked somebody
Man,
else to
you
play.
make me feel good.
They asked
Here's
somebody else to
who's an
replace me.
athlete.
Yeah.
Well, but I
It's
think my
different.
son, who is 12, and I have a couple of other kids we had there because we had 3 different families, they were enjoying it. They were able to do it
Right.
very quickly.
Yeah, I think they're bringing that into middle school and high
Is
schools
it?
now too.
Wow.
I know my son is in Clarkston, and I think they begin pickleball this year. But Oakland Fieldhouse also, we are having fun with it. Tonight we're doing a dodgeball tournament with the kids. We're doing birthday parties, so you can play actually on a court. It's just we're
So
having a
tell
lot
me
of
more
fun
about the
with it.
birthday party. So somebody comes and says, like, I have young kids, right?
Right.
So I have a 12-year-old son, and obviously people who know his age, they're looking to run around, be active.
Right.
So what are some of the things they can do if they book a birthday party at Oakland Fieldhouse?
So our party room opens up to one of our basketball courts.
Okay.
So
I think the party room's about 2,000 square feet.
2,000 square foot
it's
party.
pretty
So how many
large.
people do you think that can accommodate?
a couple hundred.
Couple of hundred.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have a big party.
You
there.
can have a very big
We're
party.
having a bar mitzvah there
Next week.
week, and
Yeah.
there'll
Very
be a couple
interesting.
hundred people there.
Wow.
Yep. So within the birthday party, the door takes you right to the basketball court, so we can do basketball birthday parties or volleyball. We've done several dodgeball. Actually, I think we have a dodgeball birthday party tomorrow.
We do.
Just for the kids to get out and run around, have fun, and enjoy themselves.
I think it's so important, as obviously we live in Michigan where it is cold and you can't
Right.
just run around. We've been having decent weather, so that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, I think having something which is where they can be active makes a big difference, because more and more kids are watching TV, they're
Right.
playing these video games and all the kind of stuff, which is really not that good for them in the long run, in my
Right.
opinion. Coming to your place,
Yeah.
playing pickleball or
Right.
even volleyball, dodgeball, or any of these things, I think they get to be in a better shape as well. So who are some of the people that you are trying to attract to your Oakland Fieldhouse facility here?
So we've got a wide range of people that come in. We
Uh-huh.
have some of the best basketball teams in the state of Michigan
Mhm.
have been there and practiced and played in tournaments.
Mhm.
Defending national champions have been, for
Defending
middle
national
school.
champions,
We have a 2-time defending national champion in 7th grade that come there and practice and play. All the way down to kids that are learning the game. Last night we had a group of 5 and 6-year-olds that were working with myself and one of other coaches in what we call our Little Dribblers program, where they're learning the basics of the game, how to shoot, how to dribble. So quite the range.
Quite the range as well.
We
So
have we have like an older group that does volleyballs on Fridays,
Sure.
an older group for basketball. So it varies from age 4 to 60.
60.
sometimes
78.
78.
78 is our oldest so far.
Okay,
And he's
there you
there every
go.
Tuesday.
There you
And
go.
how do you promote your business? Because it's a new business. You just started a few months ago, right?
Yeah, we start in
It's-
August.
It's all
You
been
started in
on
August, which is just 6 months from maybe, what, 5 months?
Yeah.
5 months, yeah. It's
Wow.
all been on social media.
It's all social media. So
Yeah.
what do you do? Like Instagram or
Facebook, Instagram. We have a website, Twitter. We don't use Twitter as much as Instagram and Facebook. We use the most. But that's really how we've reached out to the community. Rochester Hills is amazing. I mean, the community is great. The parents are amazing. And we've just gotten really, really lucky being where we're at.
The support has been outstanding
Yeah.
from
Well,
Rochester.
I'm glad
Hills.
to hear because you said you've been able to attract a lot of people in a very short time. Because
Right.
most people, the business takes a long time to ramp up because nobody knows.
Right.
They don't know your location. They have to actually physically come there. So why do you think you have been so successful, relatively speaking, quite quickly?
I think there was a lot of pent-up demand in the area.
Pent up demand in the area. That sounds
Yeah.
like a point. Yeah.
People looking for a facility. We have a lot of parents that come in. I was just having this conversation Wednesday night with a parent that they're looking for a place that they
Mm-hmm.
can come in and drop their children off for an hour or 2
safe
hours
place, yeah.
to play basketball or play volleyball while they go shopping or clean the house, and then come back and get them. So we've been fortunate enough to establish a lot of relationships with families, and they trust us, and we continue to build on that.
I think that's a great point because I have obviously, like I said, a 12-year-old son. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and sometimes it would be good to leave them at a place where they can just have fun, play with their
Right.
friends. And as a parent, I don't have to be supervising and micromanaging them at that time,
Right.
and they're going to have a good time, and the parents can have their own good time.
Yeah. Like tonight, we have about 42 kids showing up for a dodgeball.
Wow.
And I'm sure the parents are going to go, maybe dinner, something like that. Go enjoy your time and while the kids have fun.
I think another thing that's been nice too is Stacy and I have 5 children. In our oldest, we have two boys and then 2 girls who are a couple years younger than them. They've made friends with a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
So kids come in, and we have an office for the kids, and they immediately go look for our kids and hang out and just play basketball or whatever. So it's been a lot of fun.
How old are your kids?
12, 10, 9, and 18 months.
Yeah, there's a back
Yeah.
gap there. 18 months,
Yeah.
I saw her. Charlie,
yeah,
right?
she's not there as much.
She runs the
sweet.
place.
She's so much fun. I had a great time.
Yeah.
She was playing there as well. And so, what are some of the couple of maybe businesses, organizations that you're trying to reach out to that may be watching, listening, that you'd like to say, hey, come and check us out?
So we've been in contact, and we're trying to get the local schools in,
Okay.
both middle school and high schools, just to come in and see the Shoot 360 because
Mm-hmm.
it is such a unique experience, and we're the only place in Michigan that'll have it. So we've been contacting those guys, and then any adult groups that want to come in and play volleyball primarily. We'd really like to grow our volleybal. Stacy and I are
Yeah.
both former volleyball players, both a little too old to play now.
No, we can still play.
You can still play. Come on.
So we'd like to keep growing that and maybe get me back on the court at some point. So
Get you back on the court.
He's
Stacy
playing
can be.
basketball again, so that's good.
That's a good sign. Now here is the interesting part. When I met my wife for the first time, and we really interacted one-on-one, she was playing volleyball in U of M during, not for the U of M or anything, but on their courts in Dearborn. So I stopped by to see her. She said, hey, I'll be playing volleyball with a few friends. And she enjoyed volleyball. So
Yeah,
that's how
good.
I used to play volleyball, but again, I'm so short and I'm not the best player, obviously, but it's one of those sports which is just fun,
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
to play. I
Absolutely.
mean, you don't have to run around a lot, and if you are decent enough, you can have some
Right.
fun with it. And I think that's just fun about volleyball. So I think adults, easy enough for them to play. And from that perspective, any other information you would like to make sure people know? Obviously, the location, the phone number to contact, the website.
Yeah,
How do
our
people get hold of
website-
you?
Our website's oaklandfieldhouse.com. And
That's
it's
an
got-
easy one.
Yeah, it's got all the information on there. Our weekly events, our camps that we have over the holidays for the kids, our adult activities. We have a men's basketball league that ends the championship games this Sunday, and then the new league starts next Sunday. All that information's online. We also have a Facebook page, Oakland Field House.
We have some exceptional trainers in both basketball
Yeah.
and volleyball. One of the other differences is that we're pretty particular with who we bring in as trainers. They have to be somebody that Stacy and I have a relationship with, that they've either trained our children or worked with us at some point. So we're pretty excited with the group of trainers that we have. We tend to throw our kids at these trainers all the time. So
Very good.
Right.
So if somebody wants to be really professional, like really do well, they can come to your place.
Right.
Or if they
Absolutely.
just
Or
want
if
to
you
be
want- yeah.
having fun,
Yeah.
they can
Absolutely.
still
Right.
come to your
absolutely.
place and have a great time as well. So I appreciate Dave and Stacy for coming today.
thanks for having
I'm
us.
so glad that people get a chance to find out about a local facility that's right in their neighborhood. They can actually go and have some fun as parents, as children, or just in general.
Yeah.
So thanks again for watching.
Thank
Dave and
you.
Stacy,
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming.
Thanks.